Little bitch. Little bitch. Little bitch. I don't like that I can't see what I'm doing because the phone is faced the other way. So I'm hoping that I could actually. I'm hoping that I'm actually doing a live stream currently because I feel like there's a good chance that nothing turned on. Let's see. Go live, right? So I'm on the Creator Studio section. No upcoming streams. How about this? How about I go to streams and see how it looks like? You ever fart so hard that you pop a vessel in your eyeball? No, just me? Okay. Let's go to. See, what I would like and what I wished happened is that I would have some sort of connection between this and that, right? So I had a way of controlling my phone from here, but I don't think that's possible. Let me tell you, this is going to be my 13th reason why. How? In what planet? Okay, grown man watches live stream, right? Okay, so this is the stream. Why? Why is it that it doesn't fucking show up? An error occurred. I'm about to shoot up a school. I don't mean that, FBI. I mean that hyperbolically, I guess, if that's a phrase. Oh, an error occurred, so I can't watch it. I can't watch it. I'm pressing play here, and it's not letting me watch it. I'm not a boomer. I'm not a boomer. I should have a grasp as to how to take care of these problems, and I don't understand why it is that me, with my infinite wisdom, I still run into these issues. But hey there, while I figure this out, welcome. Welcome aboard to a Pig Cake live stream where if it didn't have. Did it do it? An error occurred. Okay. All right. How can I watch this without having an error? And I know why the error is showing up. The error is showing up on my laptop. Why? Because I haven't updated Chrome. Why haven't I updated Chrome? Because I don't feel like it. Because I don't want to be part of Google's little experimentation. And if I update Chrome, guess what? They're going to have that much more access to my information. I'm trying to prevent that. I'm trying to prevent that. So that's why I can't even see what I'm doing here. But apart from that, hey there. I thought I'd do a live stream here. I haven't done one of these in a bit. Obviously, we're in the same setup that I would have had with the little news segments I've been putting up on the channel with the green screen behind me, right? So it's that sort of aesthetic. I could see the comments, which is at least a good thing. I've never performed for people. Had a gig today and crushed. They asked me to stay late, and I was running out of shit to do. Busted out monkey on top, and it's slayed. It's 2021. You can't be talking about monkeys in that way, JT. The error occurred the moment Papa Piggy impregnated Mama Piggy. Yeah, and I do recall one instance where my mother was showing me pictures that she had taken from the motherland being Egypt. And it turns out that she's like, oh, look, that's the bed that you were made on. That's the bed that you were conceived on. So that's a fun little factoid that I really wish I wouldn't be able to know. An error occurred. Why? Why is that? Magic, as in Magic the Gathering, lol. Well, that's the hard part about looking at Magic. Unfortunately, there's more of a fan base for Magic the Gathering than there is for Magic in itself. So, for some odd reason, we haven't upgraded our use of the word magic to add a little K at the end. I feel like if we added a K at the end, then we would know, oh, we're talking about magic, like, virginity. But then, you have it with the confusion with the dudes that are, I would say, on par in terms of virginity. There's more of them, more of Magic the Gathering fans, but I would argue that they're probably better than magicians, just in the sense of at least attractive women like Magic the Gathering. Seriously, though. So, can I watch any YouTube video on my laptop here? Can I watch any YouTube video whatsoever? Let's see. Let's click on how to be a magician and see if that shows up. That shows up. So why is it that the one thing that I want to show up, which is the live stream, the thing that I'm trying to monitor, it doesn't show up? Why is that? Is that just fucking with me? Is this what it is? I think this is what's happening. I think this is just a ploy to just get me to actually take out my revenge on a small group of innocent people. But that's fine. Guess what? You're not gonna have me do that. I'm stronger than that. So I'm gonna refresh this. You know what? Maybe I'll do it on Edge, on Microsoft Edge. Is that a thing I should do? Jesus, I never thought I'd be using Edge, but alas, I guess I have to. Maybe on Edge is not gonna be a problem. Why would you call your internet browser act where you take yourself to almost orgasm but then confuse yourself sexually? That's kind of a weird thing for Microsoft, right? Especially with all this stuff coming out about Bill Gates. I find it interesting that they would call their web browser that practice of taking yourself to the end and then not letting yourself uh, be satisfied sexually when it comes to masturbation. Kind of odd there, odd use there. And so I have to look this up. This is terrible. This is why This is why the iPad is killing it, because look how hard it is for me to look for. Okay, Edge. I don't have Edge on this. Okay, I do have Edge on this. Oh boy, I'm really showing my age now, aren't I? So I'm going to look up YouTube here. Oh man, this is brilliant. This is what the Brits call brilliant. And of course, the first thing that I'm shown on Microsoft Edge is Joe Biden enjoying an ice cream. I feel like there's something sexual there. I don't know if that's just me looking out for it. So I'm going to look up pig cake on Microsoft Edge and see if maybe I'm able to watch my own fucking live stream. No, same thing. Let's see. Okay. Is this a thing now? Finally, am I able to watch? This is more than a mirror. I got an ad. That's not bad, right? I got an ad. That's some sort of progression, right? That's not a bad thing. So let's see. Skip ad with this very thick. Okay. Yeah, so this looks like shit. I just want to apologize to you guys that are watching this, hoping that there's some semblance of, production value, when in fact there's none. There's no production value. So let's go back here. Piggy's MK Ultra trigger is government created tech problems. Well, I mean, that's not really a conspiracy anymore, right? You know that they're kind of like in bed together. I forgot who said that politics is just Hollywood for ugly people, and I tend to believe that. Although here's the thing that's concerning, and that's money, right? So you look at all this stuff happening with Bill Gates currently, where he's divorcing his wife. And it's interesting because Bill Gates looks like a troglodyte. He's not an attractive man by any means. Maybe when he was younger, he had that sort of like nerd vibe, like that nerd aesthetic, which some girls find charming. But here's the thing, he no longer possesses that, right? As a matter of fact, there's this weird video circulating of him with his with what looks like to be tits. I don't know if it's a real video or an altered video, but it's an odd thing to look at. And so he was getting it in. He was getting it in with his secretaries and interns. So some woman decided to disregard her entire existence as a woman, as somebody who's able to make children, and she said, "You know what? I'm gonna let this guy inside of me. I'm gonna let Bill Gates inside of me." Disgusting. He's not even like an attractive older person. You have a lot more attractive older people that maybe I would understand, but you're doing it just for the money, and you should be ashamed of yourself. They named Microsoft after Piggy's penis. That's funny. Wow, that's tremendous. That's a good one. Fuck, I hate that I read that because it's like a self roast. Uh, Microsoft, Jesus Christ. See comments. I guess you don't go blind from that. Okay. Somebody says thoughts on Joe. Of course, trying to get me with the Joe Mama, which is not going to work because I peruse TikTok enough where I'm aware of that. I'm immune from that. I'm immune from that sort of joke or practical joke. So you can't get me with that. Isn't she divorcing him because she got scared after finding out he was Jeffrey Epstein's friend? Yeah, that's the weird part. There's some connection there. I think he was on the Lolita Express a lot of times with Epstein and that whole crew of people. What a weird thing to be in. I was watching a movie recently. It's one of these found footage horror movies, but they went with the premise of like a secret organization, and I forgot the name of the movie. I think it might have been Conspiracy Theory, and these two guys decide to go deep in a conspiracy theory, and it's just a weird thing, but it's reflecting these incidents that rich people tend to do. Rich people are fucking weird with their money. You know, they go to all these odd parties, these eyes wide shut parties, and it's just an odd thing. So it's always the same creepy looking dudes with bags under their eyes, and they're 97 years old, and they're only held apart by the fact that they're multi billionaires. So it's a very scary thing. But that was an interesting movie. Is it yada yada yada? I don't know, man. Billions of dollars is pretty damn attractive. Yeah, right. That's the weird part. That it's the money that's attractive. It's not him. So apart from that, I decided to put a couple videos this week. I put a tutorial on Monday, I believe. It was a nice one, a little bit of an easy card trick, right? A nice sort of a twist there, right? And then I believe today I also uploaded a video on how to become a magician, of which these are the notes that I take, right? Yes, my handwriting is that of a child, but I feel like it's still there's an art to it. There's an art form to my handwriting here, but I put that up today, how to become a magician, and it was an actual, I would say, an informational video, right? Yesterday, I did an interview with Craig Petty for his channel. I don't know when that's going to go up. And I made the mistake of drinking a copious amount. I had a lot to drink during the interview. I decided, hey, if I'm going to do an interview, just I might as well just drink, take the edge off, and see where that conversation takes me. Here's the problem with that. I decided to slam orange juice and fireballs like it was nothing. So I kept drinking in the course of the interview, and you're gonna be seeing it when he posted on his channel. And the interview I think went well, even though I was completely trashed. The last, I would say, 45 minutes of my interview with Craig Petty was definitely interesting because I remember looking at, first of all, I had set up the camera, I set up a microphone, I set it up with my computer, and I'm like, I'm gonna make this thing look tremendous. I'm gonna really spend time to make sure that this interview looks great. So I put the camera with a nice lens, and he calls me and it doesn't work. It's just the internet's not strong enough. So I ended up doing it on my phone. The last 45 minutes, I remember looking at the phone and thinking to myself, I'm fucking trashed in that sort of cadence. So let's see. Let's see if it's an interesting interview towards the end there. But we got into some topics. Unfortunately, we had to reshoot some parts of it. But I'm sure with his he's been killing it on YouTube, and it was a great conversation. We went through a lot of topics, but I'm really curious to see how those last 30 minutes ended up while me absolutely being demolished. I was so demolished that I ordered a pizza and I couldn't eat it for fear of violently throwing up. So I ordered the pizza. I waited for it to come on the floor, and I put the pizza in the fridge, and I passed out on the bed. And then when I woke up, I'm like, oh, I have pizza. I remembered pizza that I had there in the fridge that I didn't consume, which I've been consuming slowly today. So that was my state after doing just a very simple interview with Craig Petty. So just know if I'm ever in an interview with an individual, I'm absolutely demolished. I've done a couple, and usually they're not in the biggest of. I'm not in the best of sobriety while doing them, but they're fun, and I was happy to talk to Craig after being a fan of his from Wizard Product Review. I had to get a little bit used to the other two guys when he left, and we had a whole conversation of that. Let's see. Have you ever heard about the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Jesus, just reading that makes me want to find a nearest school and change their lives permanently. Let's see. I would definitely let Bill Gates ejac inside of me. I like the way you said ejac. It makes it sound a little bit more technical than just. Let me see how this sounds, by the way. Let's see. Ejac inside of me. I like the way you said ejac. Ooh, look at that crispy audio. Damn, boy. Let me tell you, best purchase of 2020 has to be this Rode Mic Go. I think that this is the best thing. They came out with the second one recently, but I'm too cheap to get it. And this one has just been tremendous. Oh boy, look at that! Look at this professional setup we have here. We have a shitty green screen. You could tell the secret of my setup now. That the green screen's in the back, and I'm literally on the floor. That's the secret to this particular setup. So whenever I want to shoot those videos, I just turn this sideways. I sit here on the floor, and that's where it comes from. So it's kind of pulling the curtains back. Where's Daniel? Who the fuck is this Masvidal looking kid? Well, Daniel was here, right? He asked me if I wanted to have breakfast this morning, and I said no, again, because I was recovering from drinking, I think it was half a bottle of Fireball that I had yesterday, and I did not throw up, which is I think I should get some perks for that, some props for not throwing up after consuming half a bottle of Fireball. Right? You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm here to prove to you that it's possible, even in my short frame. I mean, Jabba the Hutt's pretty damn attractive if he had billions, even as a straight male of a different race. I don't know. Yeah, but that's the thing, though. It's just you're selling out. You're selling out for money, and it's the same thing you see with these women that are dating these geriatrics and waiting for them to pass away just because they want that money, and it's kind of a shitty thing because they have no talent other than I am. Their talent is not to throw up while getting fucked by an 85-year-old. So if you think that that's worth, 50 mil, then by all means, you think it's worth 50 mil. But my boy Phoenix says, can I say that if I'm quoting you? Can I say the N word if I'm quoting you? I just don't want to get to the point where it's I say that and then they're like, oh, look at this. Although I've said worse, but I don't know if I read that, it would be quoting you and I'm allowed to say it. Hungry and Hungover says sobriety is overrated. Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you, definitely it's fun being drunk, but at the same time, it's also not worth it for the feeling you get after. And let me tell you what saved my life. What saved my life was this little bottle that I bought from Walgreens that you take an hour into you drinking, and it pretty much, I guess, hydrates you or it prevents a hangover. That little bottle saved my life because if it wasn't for that bottle, I would probably be deceased right now. So that and Pedialyte or Gatorlight are my saving graces, if you want to call them that. Read my username out loud. Clint in kill Depstein. Clinton killed Epstein is the username that I've been told to read out loud. We don't know. We don't know which one killed Epstein. It's whoever got there first, right? Whether that's the what is it, Prince Andrew, right, and his crew was the one that first got there. But yeah, that's a fun debate, right? Could you imagine the hitmen all sneaking up? One of them, they go to destroy the cameras, and they go, "Fuck, these cameras are already destroyed." And they go to the cell, and there's already somebody putting them up there, pretending to have Epstein be hung, right? So they catch each other, and they go, "Ah, sneaky, sneaky." So that's still a fun thing, right? In 2021, we don't have footage from the inside of the cell, even though there is literally cameras in every single premise. Do I have the? Here's another thing, by the way, and another reason why I feel like I'm a hipster. I've been into newspapers as of late. I read all different types of newspapers. New York Times. My least favorite is Miami New Times, which every time I read it, it makes me want to find the nearest puppy and make sure that the puppy has, well, this right here imprinted in its stupid puppy face. New York Times is all right. New York Post is all right. So these are the ones that I tend to read, and it's kind of meditative. Honestly, I feel like we're really dismissing this antiquated way of reading information just for this or that on your phone or looking at a on a fucking screen. I feel like there's something to be said about just looking at a newspaper, and reading it. It's meditative, and I recommend it. I recommend it for everybody. Let's see what's in here. This one, I believe, is talking about Rihanna. Gates bid for Noble via Epstein. Ex staffer bears plots. So this is talking exactly about what we were talking about earlier about Bill Gates. Kind of interesting. Kind of an interesting fellow and all that stuff coming out. Pick Kick has to sit on a stack of newspapers since you can't find a phone book anymore. I'm sitting on pillows right now. It would be very inefficient if I sat on a stack of newspapers. That'd be stupid. But I'm sitting on some pillows right now because just the angle. I need to buy a new table. This table's shit. It's like an Amazon coffee table that I thought, at least would last. But then the paint starts flaking, and then people accuse me of not cleaning the Coke off of the table because it looks like little white specks. So I need to find another one, hopefully, preferably a standing one, so that when I do the little segments with the green screen, it looks like a table and I don't have to, literally sit on the floor. So that's something that I need to get. Pickpockets, I don't know what you mean by pickpockets, but okay, yeah, I think they're probably on par with doing sponge balls. I think pickpocket magic is on par with doing sponge balls. There's only one person that does it okay, and that's Apollo Robbins. And the other guy, there's a guy with a mustache that kind of does it well. But apart from that, it just feels like rape. Pickpocket magic is rape, right? So when you're oh, here's your watch. I'm gonna put it on your wrist. Haha, I took it away again. You didn't see me do it that time, did you? And you're essentially raping the individual. You're taking their stuff without their consent. So I'm not a fan of it. 50 hitmen playing rock, paper, scissors to see who gets the pick at the body. Just, there's a lot of old men who were his friends. Yeah, that's the best part, right? That's the best part. He had a laundry list of buddies, and all of them had, I would say, good interests in having him killed. So the one that's odd is his friend, his hot friend, the female that for some reason we haven't heard from in, 2 years? So make that what you would. Greetings from Canada. Well, greetings, Stephen. Thank you for watching the stream here. You're just listening essentially to a short man complain about things, talk about magic tricks. I don't know if there's anything going on in the magic community as of late. If there's anything of value. For that video, by the way, a lot of people didn't understand the joke from what I see in the comments when I did the video on top 8 magicians, top 8 attractive magicians. Some people didn't get it, and that scares me. That really scares me. For just the fact that most people like that have driver's licenses and they're able to drive, and they give them the ability to own a credit card. And you didn't get the joke there. They're pedos. They're pedophiles. I hate to have to explain the joke, but the joke was that it was a list of pedophiles. They all diddled kids. I thought it should have been obvious by the first one being Jim Pace and the second one being Jan Reuven, who literally fainted. Could you imagine fainting in a courtroom because you get, I think, he got 15 years or something, and he fainted? And that's not a good look. That's definitely not a good look. Let's see, pick kick. All right, already read that one. Was it me, or did you pull that paper from under that plump ass? No, I pulled it from under here. I actually have. There's also a cigar box under here, which technically I should sit on this because this is kind of a rugged thing. So there's a cigar box, a hygrometer in there. But yeah, that's what I have inside of this little section here. And then on top of that, I have the papers. These are from Wednesday, May 19th, so about a week ago. And then this one is, I don't know if they print it daily. Yeah, they do print it daily. This is the 22nd. So this one's more recent. A fierce and feminist look at objectification. Let's take a look at what that has to say, right? That's always fun. Let's see what this is. I'm willing to bet it's it's a lot of me search, a lot of hey me, I have a problem. This is not good. Post-star reviewers, she's been HIV positive. The one that I've been seeing everywhere too is Demi Lovato, or should I say they me Lovato, coming out saying that she's a non-binary, which is kind of interesting. I feel like Demi Lovato is literally the definition of attention seeking. That's the unfortunate side effect of being an addict, right, for heroin, I believe. Kind of a crazy individual, but apparently people deem that as worthy news. I don't understand what this obsession is with celebrities and having a whole industry dedicated to giving what they have to say importance. There was one that I saw recently, a TikTok, which was great. It was of the paparazzi screaming at a guy who was on his phone, and the guy was covering a picture of Beyonce. So they were trying to take pictures of Beyonce, and the paparazzi were calling this guy pretty much anything in the book. They were screaming at him, calling him a bitch, an asshole, whatever, just screaming at him just because he was covering their picture of Beyonce. Paparazzi is probably the least relevant and or important job in the history of the planet. I can't think of anything else that is more useless than being a paparazzi. Taking pictures of people. You're just taking pictures of people that for some reason they're good at pretending to be other people, and we deem that as valuable. We deserve COVID. I feel like we deserve COVID. I feel like you would be extremely good in a documentary. Do you mean that in a documentary where it's after the incident? I can't zoom in. I want to zoom in, but I can't zoom in. After an incident that I do that ends in my own life being, you know, taken away. Is that what you're saying? I was talking to Turner about this today. Where I think he had Mark Lemon there too, and I said my fear is if I die, they're gonna find all this deviant, history. Even if you delete the history, it doesn't matter. They could still find it. So they're gonna have all this deviant history. And also, I feel like the people that they're gonna interview are just gonna say all these, ridiculous things about me, like, oh, yeah, the fucking he killed 20 people in that mall, but that's not even his worst, uh, fucking thing. You should see his internet history, and then they get into the ball busting and stuff. So that's my fear. It's funnier knowing it's obvious since Shin Lim and Jabrizi won't be there. Jabrizi's not an ugly guy, right? So he definitely, I think, be on a list of attractive individuals. He's not a completely ugly guy. He's got like a square jaw. He's not completely repulsive. There are some, pictures that I've seen. He wouldn't be on a top 8 attractive magician list, but he wouldn't be on an ugly list. That's for sure. Hey, I'm one of the new trendy kinds of queer now. Please pay attention to me. Right? Queer is it's a weird one too. I still am kind of in a I would say out of the loop on that one. I used to be the president, I think, of the gay club. Not the president. Sorry, that's funny, right? I used to be the president of the gay club. No, I used to oversee the gay club at my previous job. So the whenever you have a club, you need to have a supervisor. And I was a supervisor for the gay club, so I would sit in on these meetings. And most of them were all right. I was like, fine. It was just gay kids that wanted representation in school, and I'm like, yeah, totally fine, 100%, for that. But then you get into the ones that take it a little bit too serious, and you go over all the flags and all the differences in gender and all that, and then you go, well, this is getting a little bit complicated. Are you saying that is this something that everybody's supposed to know? Like it's not. So that was a weird one. So I used to be the president of the gay club. How funny is that? That just sounds like some sort of middle school insults. But yeah, queer is the one that I'm always a little bit iffy on. I always wondered why you took them new songs, them theme songs for the Pig Cake intro, the Zelda tunes. Well, it's just vaporwave remixes. They're just remixes of Zelda songs that some vaporwave guy decided to do, and the other one is I would say, an '80s remix of the Evangelion theme, the anime, as I like to pronounce it. Piggy was the power bottom of the gay club. Yeah, you could say that. I was definitely the power bottom of the gay club. Although, let me tell you, you get a little bit extra. So you get, I forgot what the stipend is, but if you supervise a club, they give you a little bit extra money every quarter, which is a little bit odd because it's essentially bribery. But they wanted to meet and they need to have an adult there to supervise them, so it was, I guess, a win-win. But still kind of odd. Pig Cake looks like a kind of guy who would have a Yorkie named Keith. I wouldn't have a dog. I feel, I love dogs. They're cute, but they're pointless. I feel they're balls of they're black holes of cash. Even if you get a dog for free, oh, I rescued this dog. Now it's just you're throwing money on this dog, and he has a limp. You got to pay for that. You got to pay for the medication. You got to walk him. There's responsibility. You can't leave because now you have to have somebody dog sit. It's always it's a hassle. It's an ordeal. So whereas I like looking at dogs, I wouldn't like to own one for that reason. I'm very selfish. Let's see. Just about anything magic would be good. Well, there are a couple, ideas for documentaries that I did want to do, that nobody would find interest in apart from me. There's that video of I think it's called Escape, right? I did a video on it, and I called the video "World's Worst Magic Demo Video" or something like that. And it was about this terrible plot, and it was this guy, and he could barely walk. And the premise of the video, at some point, he says, if a deck of cards could make an escape, would it? It didn't make any sense whatsoever. What I wanted to do was I wanted to hunt down that individual, and I wanted to find that, the trick, and I wanted to buy it, and I wanted to go to the guy and record him and ask him what his motivation was for that demo, and the thought process. But I just got lazy, and also it would be a financial burden as well because it would involve a nice going there, staying there. It would be a whole ordeal of which I don't know if you know this, but I don't have the pull for that. I don't have the pull for that with my tremendous YouTube channel, right? 53,000 subs. Okay. So, in other words, having a dog is like hanging out with Daniel. Well, yeah, the other day I was with Daniel in his house, and Daniel's a worse drunk than Chris Benoit, right? Was a father, and I'll tell you why. Because Daniel would drink, I would like half a Corona, and he already starts saying annoying shit. Like we are watching Shameless in his house, and I haven't seen the show, but I'm watching it. There's a female character there that I would make sweet love to on a daily basis, but watching the show, and he goes, "You see that, man? That's like us, man. Like, on the show, like the guy just said that. That's like what you do, dude." And I'm like, "No, it's not." And every 5 minutes, he would say something like that. I'm like, "I'm trying to watch the fucking show. Like the episodes are engaging, and you're here saying, 'Hey, dude, look at that, dude. He has a door in his house, man. That's like what I have in my house. I have a door in my house too, dude. Man, it's just that you don't like anything I say, man. Dude, you're saying that that's not a coincidence? No, Daniel, everyone has doors in their house. It's that level. And that's after half of a Corona. A light beer, essentially, or whatever he had. He had like a third of a hipster blueberry beer. And that was enough for him to just go absolutely bananas and bonkers. Let's see, NGE, sorry, is wrote in lowercase. Like the anime. Well, okay, I don't know what you meant there. What happened here? It said disconnect. Please wait while we're trying to reconnect. Oh, this. Of course, this died. Why wouldn't it die? Why wouldn't this die? Right? I just didn't purchase this thing for what should be too much money. Let's see. Okay, now we're back. El Gallito Bakery says ha 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 ha, but like you said it, ja 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 ja, which is great. Who won the Fuentes Barnes debates? I don't know who you're referring to, unless it's is it Nick Fuentes that you are referring to, right? I don't know who Barnes is. I like Gallito Bakery sticking to the character though. That's what I like. I like Gallito Bakery sticking to the fact that you are a bakery in Little Havana. So you're not gonna go ha 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 ha. You're gonna go ja 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 ja, right? So good on you. What's my favorite cigar? My favorite cigar is probably the Leather Rose by Drew Estates. It's a good one. It's a nice torpedo edge or torpedo cap, right? So you could kind of play around with how you snip that for different smoke intake. But the flavor is great. It's sweet tip, and it's an infused cigar of which I hope they don't put a ban on because if they do put a ban on that, well, you're gonna see me on what would be the let's see, what would be the January 6th equivalent of what I would have to do if that would happen? You're gonna see me streaking through the White House with a flag, um, with a cigar on the side of it, and that's gonna be my attempt to do that. El Gallito says Taco Bell tonight. No, I'm not gonna get Taco Bell tonight, El Gallito, because as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I drunkenly ordered pizza last night, and I did not eat it last night. I waited till today, and I still have plenty of pizza left. And today's, I guess, a cheat day, so I'm allowing myself to have that. But If I would add Taco Bell to that, I would probably feel absolutely disgusting because then I'd be like one of those girls that they make Excel sheets, right? And then they're like, "Well, I made an Excel sheet and I was on TikTok all day, so I need this mimosa. I need it." And then they reward themselves for mediocre work. So I'm not gonna do that. The pizza's enough. The pizza's enough. They banned the flavored shit here in Canada. If it happens to us, it would happen to you. I miss flavored blunts. Why? I don't get it. And the logic is autistic. The logic is, oh, these are more geared towards kids. You tell me what kid is going to a cigar shop and ordering a leather rose or an acid. That's not what they're getting. They're getting Dutches, and they don't care about it other than just to unwrap it and fill it up with whatever the fuck they want to fill it up with. But it doesn't matter if it's flavored. They just want it for the rolling. Oops, I meant Taco Bell tonight. There you go. Okay. That's fucking Gallito Bakery, god damn it. But yeah, I don't understand. Their logic is stupid. They do it because the kids are apparently gonna be more inclined to smoke flavored shit. No, they're fucking not. No, they're not. It's stupid. It's dumb logic, and I don't understand why you would have to do that, especially ruining. It's such a niche. Cigars are such a niche market of the tobacco industry, and the fact that they're there surviving, it takes a lot to make one single cigar. If you see the process, it's ridiculous. There's 300 hands that touch a cigar, and then it's given to you, or you buy it at the store. So for them to take out an entire section of that, it's just stupid. No kids are smoking cigars. I made the most impossible gay card trick for Pride. It says Magic Man 84. What? How does that make sense? The most impossible gay card trick for Pride. For Pride what? Like Pride in general or Pride? They get a lot of them. They have a lot of Pride days. That's something that I've noticed in 2021. There are a lot of days celebrating um, prideness, right? Of all types. Kids just want to smoke weed nowadays. Whatever happened to good old salvia? Not sure, man. But yeah, Hungry and Hungover says that hypocrisy, which is that there's birthday cake vodka, but no more grape blunts. Doesn't really make much sense. I would see that they're more inclined in that. And then here's the worst part, right? You still have the vapes, you still have that. So it just doesn't make any sense. And you're going to have kids go back to vapes. You're going to have kids go from vapes back to just normal cigarettes. Or you're going to have them go through even harder means to get something that they're going to get anyways. So you're just going to make them do one more step. So it doesn't really make much sense to ban it outright. And I think the meme now on TikTok is how they miss Trump. So take that as you would. I can't personally say if I miss Trump or not because then I'll get snarky comments on YouTube videos accusing me of being a multiracial white supremacist. Is that the way it works? That's kind of odd, right? So I don't want that. I don't want that. I already get that enough. Let's see. The logic is banning cigars because the kids will try it. Then we need to ban flavored rubbers. Yeah, I saw a joke today where they said, "Why is it that condoms have expiration dates?" I tried them way past their expiration date, and they taste amazing. Like that, good old class joke there. I hate that. That's an like obvious joke, and never thought of it. Never thought of it. Some guy had to think of it, and I read it, and I go, "Fuck you," because that was funny. Let's see. Let's go through here. What toppings did I get? Here's the thing. I take my pizza with pride, so I don't have any toppings on it. Cheese is enough of a topping. So whenever I get a pizza, some people might accuse me of being bland or saying, "Hey man, you're boring. Just get, why are you getting a pizza with nothing on it?" There is something on it. Cheese. Cheese is tremendous. I don't want anything tarnishing the sanctity and the flavor of cheese. When you put pepperoni, you're adding that grease from the pepperoni, and that adds a flavor that I'm not a fan of. So I don't put anything on my pizza. Maybe from time to time onions if I feel like doing anal. But apart from that, no, no, it's cheese. Like God intended. When God came down and made pizza, he did it with dough, he put sauce, he put cheese, and that's it. He didn't add pepperoni. He didn't add where would he get the pepperoni? Right? You get the sauce from tomatoes, right? You get the dough from wheat, right? And then you get the so now I have to introduce meat into this. No, I'm not gonna introduce meat to this. I'm gonna let it be as God intended with with cheese on top. Disgusting. Let's see. Why would you say you have pride, pizza pride? If people could only see what you do yourself alone at 11:45 p.m., they wouldn't say you're boring. 11:45 p.m. Let me tell you, if I was jacking off yesterday at 11:45 p.m. and you happen to know that, I question everything at that point. And if you know the specific topic, it's even worse. I think at 11:45 yesterday I was passed out. So I was definitely passed out yesterday at 11:45. So I don't know what information you would have of me that would be, I guess, would compromise my current situation. Have you seen a trailer for the new Vanishing Ink called Catch? It's a coin vanish gimmick that's pretty obvious. Don't know if it would fly IRL. Check it out. You know what? Let's check it out live. Let's do it live, my friends. Let's do this. Let's see what's on the news here. In Ohio visit, Biden touts his economic plans. Can't wait for those. Um, okay, so I'm gonna go to look that up. Let's see, Vanishing Ink. And of course, the keyboard doesn't work. Of course, why would the keyboard work, right? Why would the keyboard need to work, right? No, I don't need it to work. I just, okay. Before I actually lose my absolute fucking mind, so I'm gonna look up Catch by Vanishing Ink. So now the keyboard works when it's on its side. Catch Vanishing Ink. And here's the worst part: because I'm using Edge, it forces me to use Bing. Bing is the that retarded cousin that we don't talk about. That's what Bing is, and they make you use it forcibly. Okay. So let's go back here. Let's see. So you're telling me to look at the thing for Catch. Let's check it out. Of course, because of my production value, right? I wish I could show it to you guys, but you're just gonna have to see me react to it, right? That's kind of the deal here. So let's see what it is. I'm gonna lower the music because I'm sure it's some fucking stupid, um, Skrillex bullshit. Okay, so I mean, okay, so the guy holds a coin and then opens it, and the coin is gone. So that looks pretty cool. What doesn't look cool is the fact that he has a bracelet that's this big, right? So he has a bracelet that's this big while doing it, or a watch band. Is that a watch band or is that a bracelet? I feel like it's a bracelet. Yeah, and he's okay. So he's wristing it. So I feel like it has to be some sort of no magnets. Okay, easy to do. Use borrowed pocket change, specially made gimmick. So you say it's obvious, but I don't see what it would be. I mean, it has to be something attached to his wrist. I just don't know what it is, but it just kind of looks like a massive, like a watch band of sorts. Looks interesting. It's cheap enough, $24, so it's not terrible. Um, that's that was a joke about you being asleep, boring ass. Okay, all right. Sorry, I missed it. El Gallito Bakery. I'm glad you've stuck to that particular account. I don't know why you've stuck to that account. El Gallito Bakery is not even that good. It's not even that good. It's overrated. But yeah, it looks kind of weird. It just looks like a giant bracelet. Doesn't look like much, but uh, the ones that I hate, by the way, are the watch bands with like bracelets this thick. And I've seen magicians. There was a thing that magicians had a while ago. It was like a gimmick that the coin would slide into on your wrist, but it was honestly this fucking thick, and it looked like one of those emo bracelets you find at Hot Topic. And I guess the justification was that it's a nice trendy wallet. I think it was Sans Minds that put it out a couple years ago, but it's the gayest looking, edgy. Just oh hey, I like to I like to get put in a dog collar by my obese girlfriend. That's what it looked like with that particular wristband. You should perform it on YouTube with a pack of those AIDS playing cards Theory 11 produced for the celebration of AIDS. I like how many times you said AIDS in that, Boulder guy. Reminds me of Rich Evans from Red Letter Media saying AIDS. Let's just let that. Let's just ponder that one over here for a second. Let's see this one. Pizza Pride. All right, I already read that. I could vanish quarter sizes, no half dollars. I imagine that's just because the size of it, right? That has to be because the size of the particular apparatus. But still, kind of, I don't get it. What would be the point of it? Thoughts on a naked chicken chalupa? El Gallito Baker, I would really appreciate it if I didn't get Taco Bell today, as much as I would ordinarily say, yeah, dude, I'm all down for it. I'm all down for creepy people knowing my identity. Also, an address that I didn't post anywhere, which is also great. I don't understand how anybody could. Well, maybe if you looked at certain pictures and autistically looked at Google Maps and compared, you know, the background, then yeah, I could see that. But that would take a lot of autism. Um, but yeah, I would not. I would enjoy not having Taco Bell today, just for the sake of calories, caloric intake. Um, so let's see. Boulder. Boulder says here, Red Letter Media, red like the stuff that gives you AIDS. They had a wonderful video on Star Wars. When I went to Disney, here's the thing, right? Let me rant on this because I haven't ranted on this, I guess. But when I went to Disney, right, there's a lot of like fandomness for children's entertainment. What I mean by that is, I would say Star Wars is something for kids, right? And you have grown men walking around in, dressed as Jedi masters, and they're in the park and they have their masks, and their masks have like the rebel thing, and you see them walking around the park. And yeah, I get it, you're fans, but goddamn, goddamn, tone it down just a couple notches, just for the sake of general eyeballs. I get being a fan of something and enjoying it and, wanting to partake, but when it becomes part of your entire identity, that you are something, whether that's, a Star Wars fan or anything else, I think that's when it gets to the point where it's problematic. And it's the same thing when you go to these, like you go to the Disney parks, and it's same thing with Marvel too. Marvel seems to have an obsession with people getting into the characters, and it's just too much, just two notches. I think if you toned it down two notches, it would definitely be a lot better. Are you vegan? No, no, I'm not vegan. How did you get through our space defenses? Says Boulder Guy. I like meat too much. I'm a huge fan of meat. I love steak. I love chicken. I love whatever they give you at Olive Garden. I don't think it could be considered meat per se, but it's still like meat. I don't like fake meat. I don't like this Beyond Meat alternative stuff. Calorically, it's worse than normal meat, and it has about a million different chemicals in it, as opposed to, I don't know, beef. That's just fat and meat. So it's just a weird thing. I had the Impossible Whopper when I first came out, and what I don't understand about it is how similar it tastes to the Whopper, right? So you eat it and you're like, yeah, this is pretty much exactly what a Whopper is, but it's not. And that's the part that scares me, because they've managed to find the same chemicals in that, the same chemicals in your brain that go, oh, this is a Whopper. Yeah, it's cool. And trick your brain into thinking that you're actually eating meat. So it's gross. Yeah, I remember your reaction to that. El Gallito Baker. God fucking damn it. El Gallito Baker is seeming to know everything about me. None of my comments are posting. The censorship machine is working OT. Are you on live chat or are you on top chat? Because top chat is where they censor you. By the way, I got this hat at Five Below. It's a shitty hat. I'm aware of that. Let's see how it looks like on camera here. It's a shitty hat, but I felt like on the impulse section of Five Below, they have a section there towards the end where you are. They put some stuff that you might buy on impulse, and this is one of them. For I think $3 is what I paid for this hat, and it's bedazzled. So I feel every much like like Cuban Trash. For some reason, Cuban Trash love to have bedazzle on their jeans, on their shirts. It's gross. It really is gross. But this is a Five Below hat that I'm sure was probably definitely made in. Yep, yeah, made by 5-year-olds. 100% made by 5-year-olds. Look up videos of Star Wars Celebration. It was their own Comic Con. I'm a fan, but you think people at Disney took it too far? Wait till you see these videos. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's bad to be a fan. You know, you could always be a fan of anything, and but when you take it to that far, and I've seen people taking like pictures with their babies dressed as Yoda, and the wife has the thing, and you know that they have to have role played at some point. You know, as a member of the Rebel Alliance against whatever the fucks, and it's too much, especially if you're an adult and you pay bills. And going to Disney is just, mind you, I went to Disney, so that right off the bat kind of makes my argument null and void. But I went there, you know, not necessarily just being I just went there to go, just because it's there, not as a ridiculous fanboy of whatever these things are. Magic Man 84 says, do a card trick. Um, let's see, do a card trick. What card trick? Um, what card trick can I do at this point? Well, I put a good one on YouTube on Monday, right? I put a good one on YouTube. That was a fun one. I would say it was definitely a hot one, as New York-based um, celebrity magicians would call it, right? So you should just look at that if you want to see a card trick. Not me here. I'm not in card trick ready mode. Steve Brooksy says, "What are your favorite Instagram accounts?" Depends. I like a couple. Roasted Magicians is one of my favorites. Anything that has to do with making fun of magicians is what I like on Instagram. So just that. I would look at it on my account, but actually, you know what? Let's look. Let's see what's my favorite Instagram accounts. I forgot that I have a device capable of connecting to the World Wide Web here, of which, by the way, is dying quickly. 22 minutes remain with battery saver mode. Why do I have so little fucking battery on this? How is that a thing? Let me see how many. I don't even have any process in the fucking background. Okay. That's fine, I guess. We don't need to see what I'm looking at, right? I don't need to read the comments. So I guess when that ends, I'll end the stream, unfortunately. So let's look up my Instagram. I can't even delete it. You should be ashamed of yourself. And you should be ashamed of yourself, Microsoft. Instagram. Okay, thank you. But my favorite Instagram accounts, I have a couple. You know, Magician Roasted just posted something. I always like to look at the stuff because it's typically about magicians taking themselves way too seriously. My favorite saga as of late is the Magical Katrina saga, right? Which is an interesting saga. Let me see if I can look up her account. She's what I would like to call a magic thought, right? So she's one of these magic thoughts that's very attractive. She's kind of has like a crazy face, which I like. I'm a fan of that. But they had a whole back and forth, and that was a fun drama um, with that. So I like looking at that. You know, magician roasted on Instagram. Let's see. Here's a virginity question. Why is the Bittle trick so underrated? I think it's one of the best tricks to do. I don't think it's underrated. I don't think it's underrated. I think it's one of those. I don't want to say overrated tricks, but it's definitely good. You know, the magic happens in their hands. It's that sort of vibe to it. You know, it's not hard for the spectator to understand. So you're cutting to the card, and then you miss. Oh, let me see if I was close though. Right. So it's that sort of vibe to it. So that's what I like about it. It's not a hard trick, and the effect is clear. So it's not one of the underrated tricks. I think that it's everybody knows it. Every time you have a beginner magic course or a beginner magic video or something, it's included in there for sure. Did you see the Nothing Experiment and Anna Nee drama? It wasn't really drama. It was just Nothing Experiment saying that she's stealing his content and that's piracy and magic. You know, I like Kalen. I feel like he's probably one of the most creative minds that we have in magic. But boy, is the virginity strong. The virginity is really strong on that one. And I get his point, especially when he spends a lot of time making up the stuff and these illusions that he's coming up with. But oh boy, that is too much virginity for me. Way too much virginity for me. Let's see. I like Magic Transcribed. I haven't seen that one. Let me see if I could find that. Oh, of course I X'd out Instagram. You know what? Not gonna find that. Not gonna find that because I feel like that's gonna drain my battery faster. Of which I just shaved some battery. I just shaved some battery by doing just that. I follow her because of the drama, says Hannah. I don't know that she actually posted her drama on her channel or her account. But she is what's a rating? What rating would I give her? I mean, she's kind of has that crazy face. Uh, boy, all her pictures are definitely posed though, so that's another one. You really can't have a judge of character because you want like a neutral sort of aesthetic, and all her pictures look like she spent a lot of time on them. 7-8, I think 7-8 for sure. 8 too, good days, right? But I think naturally she's a 7-8 for sure. Um, Chris says, well, have you seen the deck the Jerks put out? No, I haven't seen that one. She's cuter in Penn and Teller. I wouldn't know. I haven't seen her on that. Last thing I bought from Caleb Morelli was called Method 1. It's fucking dope. It's basically the blister effect, but with any named card. I love it. I wouldn't know about it. The last thing I saw was that DVD he had forever ago with the deck, the hat, and the pen inside of water bottle, that whole stuff. Uh, but yeah, okay. I didn't even know she was on Penn and Teller. Did she fool them? Craig Petty X Pig Cake. Yeah, I don't know when that's coming out. Depends on when he's gonna edit it. But it was quite a ramble. I would say it's fun, and as I mentioned earlier, I was completely demolished for the majority of it. So I can't wait to see the last 45 minutes of that particular interview where I'm hammered, and I not even I think I mentioned this earlier. I remember looking at the video and thinking, oh man, I'm fucking. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. That's what I'm praying for because if not, it's gonna look like it's gonna look embarrassing when a video of me answering questions drunkenly is placed on the internet forevermore. Craig Petty destroys you with facts and logic, right? That'd be a great title for the video, but it wasn't. No, we didn't. There wasn't any argument or anything. We talked about exposure. We talked about magic. We talked about obviously magic, but we talked about magicians and ranting and raving and all this stuff. So I asked him about red and that stuff and why he cares about magicians and their opinions. So it was great. I think it was a fun one. Let's see. It's called Mushroom Sprites. You should check it out and give it a rating, says Boulder. She's actually pretty talented, which is kind of sad since she could end this and not made it worse. Yeah, which is kind of weird because I think with that drama with Magician Roasted, she fabricated a screenshot. So that's kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And I think she got kicked out of a female Facebook group, which is fucking impossible if you have a vagina. So that was kind of a weird thing. Um, but it's called Mushroom Sprite. I think I saw it. I think I did see it, Boulder guy. On I look at the jerks from time to time just to see what he has to say about certain things. And I guess the running joke right now is if oh, who's the jerks? Is it fucking Michael Amar? Is it Andy Gladwin? Is it Joshua J? Who could it be? Whoever it is, uh, I think their virginity levels have to be just maximum. Just especially the way they approach stuff. Infiltrate that group, bro. Yeah, I don't know how I'd manage to do that. I don't know how I'd manage to do that, especially if to have the time to do that. You know what I hate about Facebook groups, though? I tried to join a couple. There was one meme magic group that I wanted to check out because I think there was a magician. I forgot what his name is. He has a bunch of tats on his face, but he had a whole rant on making fun of. I think the joke that was made was about a female magician, so it was like a joke geared towards female magicians, and he just went on an entire rant, like a 20-page rant on that joke and how it's not funny. I forgot what his name is, but he has a bunch of tats. Something Mark something. I think I don't know. I forgot the name, but I wanted to join that group to see that rant, and you have to ask for permission to join the group, and you have to pretty much be like, oh, what are the reasons you want to join the group? And I'm like, let me in, you cunt. I like memes. I make memes. I am a meme, you bitch. And they still haven't accepted my my application to join their group. So it's always shitty to join them. I don't know how I got into the other one that I did, the magicians only one. Did this really just turn off? Okay, thankfully. Jesus, my Joe Biden stutter. Teller is the jerks. You think Teller has the time to be the jerks? Now, yeah. But I don't know if he has the time to actually go with it. What's the group's name? I'll get you screenshots. What was the meme page? It was a meme Facebook page on like a meme group on Facebook, and they haven't accepted my application, which I put in there like a month ago. But I'm trying to remember what the name of the magician was. The jerks is a guy named Adam in the New York area. I heard that in the Genie forums. I believe that. I believe that it's just some random dude from fucking just a random place. Although I thought it would have been from like Cali or somewhere closer to the castle for some odd reason. I don't know why. I think it might be means for magicians, Chris. Yeah, but I'm trying to remember who the fuck the magician was because the joke was all right. It was just a dumb joke, but then he just got into a fucking complete crazy rant saying how this isn't funny and all this stuff, and then they started breaking it down to the point where they're like, but what makes a joke funny then? But then what's funny? But then who made funny? But then what's not funny? And then how? And it was just back and forth, and it was way too much virginity for me. So what happened to the Russian genius? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I know that he was big last time I had any interaction with him. Last time I had some interaction with him, he was showing me some songs that he wrote. So that was the last time I talked to him. Yo, dude, you have your deck nearby? I don't. I don't have my deck nearby. I have some cards that Penguin sent me that are coming out in June. Funny enough, but I don't have my fucking cards. I have these. These are some cards that I don't know if I'm even allowed to show these, but they're B back honeybee deck. So there's the B V3s, BV3s from Penguin Magic that they sent over. It's not funny breaking down jokes. Yeah, I know, and something as ridiculous. Chris says, "Hey, represent." Yeah, you just put something out with Penguin, right? That little thing. I want to do that trick with the chapstick. I want to do it on a really fat black girl, so that she asked me if I could do that with her pussy. So I want to do that trick. So I every time I now that I saw you, I just got reminded of that. It's just the funniest thing. You put the chapstick in your mouth and then it just starts spinning in a way that it shouldn't spin. So I definitely want to do that for a really fat black girl. And yeah, I know. Sounds, it's not racist. She's just going to give me the reaction that I want. And the reaction that I want is for her to ask me if I could eat pussy like that. That's what I want. So hopefully, Chris, I will be using your trick to get some strange from BBC. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, not BBC. That's almost caught me there in 4K, right? No, from a BBW. Actually, a big, black, beautiful woman. So BBBW. So I'm gonna be doing that. Show her the lips. Yeah, yeah, man. No, I'm grateful. Kevin's been sending me out. Kevin Rylick, he's been sending me out some decks, and for example, these Ace Invaders, he sent them out, and I'm always grateful. I try to use them in videos, and it's really nice of him. Considering some of the times that I use the decks aren't necessarily in videos where I'm being the most you know, uh, sensitive of individuals. And this one, what I want to do is I want to compare these to the illusionist ones, right? So these are B based decks, and I want to compare these to the B decks that illusionist sent out. And obviously, I'm going to do it in the B costume, but I want to also get like Jack Daniel's honey, like that, the whatever honey liquor, and I just want to be hammered the entire time. So that's an interesting thing. But definitely, if I do that trick, Chris, I will be recording it and posting it, especially if I get some strange from BBBBW. I'll send you that video as well, which he says, you got a short dick. So you're hella lucky. Penguin sending you free shit. That's a dream. Still waiting for the legendary Pig Cake Penguin live. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be a fun thing, right? I'd like to do one. Um, eventually. The only thing that I don't like about that, it's in fucking Ohio. Columbus, fucking Ohio. So I don't want to have to go to Columbus with it's the worst plane ride. I realize next time I do make the trek over there, what I'll do is that I'll just take the bigger plane to Washington, and then I'll take that plane to Columbus, which is pretty ridiculous. Your background is like the Magic Cafe now, yeah. That's what I mentioned too to Craig. It's like, oh, we would love to blow up the Magic Cafe. No offense, Steve Brooksies, but we'd love to blow up the Magic Cafe, and we're trying to think as to ways to do that. And I thought the best way to do that is just change the theme. That's it. Just change the theme, make it updated. And when you update it, you're gonna have the most angry motherfuckers ever. You're gonna have nothing but angry motherfuckers on that. So let's see. I feel like this chat is dead without top-notch sarcastic paragraphs every 5 seconds. Hashtag sad. Or his tactical Lamaus. He had some good Lamaus every once in a while that I still try. Oh, now I have 29%. Okay, so now I have an hour and 15 minutes left for this. I guess so when I put videos, the battery drains faster. But holy shit. I was walking my dog and I had a large black woman start following me and loudly singing "Call Me Maybe." I thought I was gonna be caveman by her. Okay. Um, I mean, it depends where your fancy stash. You're in are you in Canada or Australia? I don't know which one. Magic Cafe is full of crap. Yeah, it's one of the topics I think we went over yesterday in the interview. And Steve Brooksies says, "Great idea. I'll implement that tomorrow." It'd be great if you actually are Steve Brooks, right? I've seen Steve Brooks once in person in Magi Fest, I think in 2017. I go, hey, look, Steve Brooks. And then that's it. That's the only time I've ever seen him. And I think I asked Dax too. I'm like, hey, is that Steve Brooks? I'm like, yeah, that's Steve Brooks. So I just found that funny. Okay, Los Angeles. Oof. The fancy stash, Los Angeles. Okay, so yeah, so that makes sense that you'd have somebody loudly singing that. The ones that I hate the most are the ones I'm not saying, them like you people, but I'm saying the people that I hate the most are the ones that walk around with the loud JBL speakers. Hate that. I'm not Steve. Thank you for clarifying that. I could have figured that out by the fact that your YouTube channel was made about a month ago, Steve Brooksy. I could have figured that. Imagine waking up after a weekend long alcohol binge with the Magic Cafe logo tattooed on your back. Oh boy. Man, if there's ever a reason to take my revenge out, it would be that. It would be that. That would be my 13th reason why. If I wake up with some sort of Magic Cafe, or I get like the actual front page tattooed on my back, like just the page, the entire page. Holy shit. That'd be worse than the logo. Are there any Magic forms that you like? Not really. Um, I don't think so. I mean, Magic Cafe, I'll look at whenever I'm doing like research for the hashtag Pigcake Magic Academy, hashtag Pigcake Magic Academy, hashtag Pigcake Magic Academy. From time to time, you'll show up with some threads on the Magic Cafe. But what I hate the most is the smart ass magicians that they think that they're teaching you a lesson by not giving you the whole answer to the question that you asked. That's the part that I fucking can't stand. It's like, just tell me what I'm. If you're gonna put a comment and you're gonna take the time to go to the thread and click on a thing and then click send on a comment, at least make it something valuable. Don't be like fucking Mr. Miyagi and give some half-assed answer so that I have to complete the rest of the answer, and you only steered me in the right direction. It's annoying as shit. Today I was looking for I don't play games, right? I hate playing video games, but there is one game that I'm playing now, and it's a mod of Wolfenstein. That shows you my age, but it's a mod of Wolfenstein, and I was looking for a combination for a safe in the game, right? So I just Google Blade of Agony, which is the name of the game, safe combination, and I find a forum post, and some guy goes, "Hey man, I'm stuck at this part. What's the combination to the safe?" The next comment is, if you look around, you'll notice some documents that might lead you in the right direction. Just fucking tell me. You left a comment, so I know you're not. It's not like you have to go through effort. Just tell me what the combination is. I didn't ask how I could find it. I asked what it was. That's what I hate. And they do that all the time on the Magic Cafe. Hey, does anybody know, what double lift is this? I would look in a certain video. Maybe you could, if you, and they steer you in the direction and say, oh, why not look at it this way? And that's not what I fucking asked. That's not what I asked. So you see that all the time. Let's see. What the fuck? Do you need a paid email to get on that Magic Coffee again? Yeah, I remember that. I had to sign up, I think, years ago with like an AOL account. So that's kind of the odd part about that. I remember trying with a Gmail and trying with everything else, but the only one that worked was AOL. Steve Brooks, he's a real piece of shit. That's funny. Yeah, that's what Steve Brooks would say. I feel. Magic Cafe, where I found the mentalism trick in Bobo's coin book. I got the book solely for that. I'm a ghost in the Magic Cafe. It's a weird place. Yeah, it's definitely a weird place, but it does have a lot of good information just because of the scope. I mean, it's been around forever. My favorite post that I saw recently for the video that I was looking up of the most attractive magicians. My favorite post that I saw was, "Hey, whatever happened to Jim Pace? Yeah, a guy that was willfully unaware of the fact that Jim Pace had been doing time. I think he gets out in 2026 or 2024 is when Jim Pace goes out at 63 years old. Could you imagine? I don't get it. I'm not even going to get into that whole conversation as to why. What is it? Why? I'd like to do an interview with Jim Pace and go, why? Why? What is it about a boy's butthole, Jim Pace, that made you just say, hey, I'm going to throw away the rest of my life? I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. Why? Jim, come on, dude. You're charming. I've seen you in visual antics. But is it a power thing? I don't get it. So I'd love to do that interview. That'd be a fun one, right? A jailhouse interview with Jim Pace or Jim Reuven or Jan Reuven. Why did you throw away your entire life? You're 63 when you're going to get out of jail, right? You're 63. So you've spent about 15 years in the slammer. I believe 2010. Okay, I'm a retard when it comes to math. But since 2010, that's 11 years you've spent in a slammer, right? So you're going to spend about 14 to 15 years in jail, all for a boy's butthole. Could you have fucked a watermelon or something? Like stuck your dick in a piece of like a piece of something. Like I don't get it. Visual Antics, and here's the worst part: Visual Antics was a great video set. It was a tremendous DVD, right? So it's like, okay, so you're skillful, but you're also a retard because you threw it away for a boy's bum. I only check the cafe when something new comes out because they always speculate and give honest opinions. Other than that, I've seen magicians argue about gender, misogyny, etc. It's a mess. Oh boy, the White Knights come out and they're like, oh, no, you attacked my princess, my beautiful princess. No, I protect you, princess. No, I think I'm fine. No, 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 you're not fine. That's kind of misogynist, right? If you're that white knight and you're coming in because you assume that she's incapable of taking care of herself, so that's a little bit, I would say, misogynist. The other one that I hate is misogynistic when they add that to the end of it. Oh, misogynistic. Okay. Dude, I watched the hell out of Visual Antics when I was 13. Yeah, he had a weird one that was a thing called, I fucking want to shoot up a, it was called Peripheral Bounce, which, let me see if I could even do it. I don't think I could do it here, but it's when you pretend to throw like a fruit and then you just do this. So it just looks like it bounces and you make a noise. But he does it with somebody standing up next to them. So I found that to be interesting. And he also does that bit with the hat where the hand goes in the hat. You know what I should do? Now that he's in jail and there's good content in Visual Antics, I should just rip it off. I should just rip it off and teach it on the channel, right? Steve Brooks deleted the threads about the Magic Castle allegations. What were the allegations in the Magic Castle? What, that there was like some weird rape cult in there in the castle? I don't get what the allegations were in there. I remember reading that and seeing the whole bit about it, but I don't necessarily remember the nature of them. But yeah, so that's what I should do. I should just go and just, hey, here's a trick I learned from somebody. You can make a hat, your hand disappear into a hat. You know, can't tell you where I got it from because It's a boy's butt. It involves a boy's butt. That's my hint. Magic Castle sexual harassment. But sexual harassment in what? All right, because sexual harassment in 1995 is very different than sexual harassment in 2021, where are you here by yourself? Ew. What? Gross. I'm sorry. I don't know if you have a boyfriend. Or I just wanted to know. Whoa, like that would constitute as sexual harassment in 2021. So I don't know if that's so. You got to hear specifics when it comes to that sort of stuff. When it comes to these allegations, apparently the castle's racist. So not only sexual harassment, but they're also racist. That's kind of weird though. They've had POCs in there, right? So that's kind of a weird thing to say. Racist. That's the other one too, right? Like a lot of these races are really shitty races. They're not necessarily great racists. So if you're the Magic Castle and you're racist or a racist organization, but you still work and like give some sort of platform to people of other races, that makes you a shitty racist. So I need to find out what exactly is going on with them, but I did hear about the certain allegations on it. That is funny that Steve Brooks would delete those though and be like, no, 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 no. I've invested into the Magic Castle. My name is. My name is because what happened with Jabrizi in the castle. What happened? Didn't they kick him out for some shit? I don't. That's the thing that I miss out on the Magic community for not being part of these Facebook groups. The Magic Castle sounds like a rape cult. So does the Brotherhood of Magicians. As a rule of thumb, any group that calls each other brothers probably involves molestation, right? Um, Steve Brooksy says I'm not guilty. That's fucking tremendous. Yeah, it does. It does. And there's a lot of these weird sort of like these IBMs and these other weird magic organizations, and it's always the older ones. But I don't know. I just don't think there's a need for that with this right here, the online. The online component that these old guys seem to dismiss. The World Wide Web, my friends, it's a thing. It exists. And yeah, obviously, it's good to have clubs in person, but when your rules to get into the club are very difficult and you have this elitism, you're really shitting on your place of worship, I guess. I think Jabrizi had a video about it and someone got kicked out. I can't remember. Probably because he tried to go inside the Magic Castle uh, while sagging his pants. That's probably why. You know, like they do. They sag their pants. Yeah, because of the rap, the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They do that sag stuff. That's sagging. They do that. You know what I'm talking about? They, right? All right. Yo, should I ask the girl I like out? Yeah, for sure. At worst, you're gonna be left in the same position you're in now. That's it. So there's literally no loss to you asking her out. If she says yes, you get some. If she says no, well, guess what? You're neutral. You're in limbo. So it's fine. That's a good thing. So I would say yes. What's sagging backwards? It's I need to put on my Burger King crown, as in that famous TikTok video. There was a guy named not Terry Davis, Terry Davis, that made a platform. He made, I believe, an operating system called Temple OS. I've mentioned it before, and he passed away because he threw himself in a train. But he would record these, 18-hour sessions where he's trying to code for this operating system while talking about, using very, very racial terms, talking about certain groups of individuals. Are you on TikTok? Yeah, I'm on TikTok. Cake69, I believe. Brotherhood of Magicians. Terry Davis. Yeah, Chris, you know Terry Davis. Of course you know Terry Davis. There was a dude that made a video on him called Mr. Medicare, which was tremendous. The guy got like Medicare, I think he got cancer or something. He stopped making videos, but there's a great video on Terry Davis. Also, Down the Rabbit Hole had a great video on that. Let's see. Brotherhood of Magicians be like, here's your BOM Magic Peak wallet as an initiation. Take off your pants, brother. I'd like to have a peek at your magic wallet. It reminds me of who's that dude? There's that documentary from, and I have his incense that you had the Satya Baba, right? And you had his whole thing where he would produce chains from his hand and he would produce rings and give it to people and watches. And he was doing tricks, right? He was doing magic tricks. And what I love the most is that you have fucking this dude that would. So a lot of Americans would go to India and talk to this guy because they thought that he was a messiah or whatnot. And you had a lot of weird rituals that he would do with young boys that involved oil on Panasia, right? And you would have, for example, a dad give his son to, the Baba and teach him all this stuff and teach him, how he could be more enlightened. And a lot of that is involving his penis and oil, which is kind of interesting because you have this older Indian man and this younger kid. It's a great documentary on that. Um, let's see if you guys learn more about the Magic Castle stuff. It's in Elliot Pirai's IG highlights. Also, hey, your videos have been appearing on my homepage recently, and I love the new content. Hey, Bow Magic, I appreciate that, man or girl. I don't know because that's kind of a unisex name, but I appreciate that. And that actually tells me that that's a good thing that I'm showing up on people's feeds. I'm not just here hidden, hidden in the annals of YouTube, that I'm actually showing up on things. So that makes me happy. That gets your old boys, what's the turn of phrase? It gets my dick hard. I don't know why this hasn't updated, by the way. Let me refresh this. Let me go here. Okay, let me go off of, and I get ads too. Look at that. Who would have thunk it? I get ads as well. Let me pause that because I don't want that to ruin the battery life of my laptop. So basically, a creepy old Indian man was teaching thousands of little boys how to beat off. Well, no, just a couple, but it's enough. Congratulations on not getting suppressed, right? Or it's not. Well, here's the thing. I feel like if I make a new channel, I'll probably have more reach than I currently do on this channel. But I don't want to do that just because I've worked a lot on this channel. Obviously, I've been doing this channel for 6 years. As a matter of fact, the anniversary of Pig Cake is in 3 days because that's when I wrote down the name. That's when I had the idea for the channel. But I don't want to do that. This is the channel that I've worked on, and even if it does have that suppression on it, even if it doesn't necessarily have the same access or reach as it should or a new channel would, I don't want to fucking I'd rather deal with no reach and try my best to save this sinking ship. Um, let's see. Allison Hannigan seems so bored. I'm surprised she hasn't quit. I wish that I could have her children. I'd love to make love to her. And I only see her as Lily from How I Met Your Mother in my head. Foolis couldn't have a live audience for over a year. They'll be back to the old way soon that Vegas has opened up. Dude, can I hit you with an idea? Magic Iceberg says, with praying hands and hearts. What do you mean by magic iceberg? Start posting lots of YouTube shorts, like the new algorithm. Uh, like the new kids who get 1 million within a month. The algorithm is nuts. That is true, yes. But I'm not a fan of the like that YouTube short TikTok thing. Like, yeah, I've done a couple on TikTok, for example, and I found a big growth in TikTok doing it for a relatively short amount of time. But um, man, it's cringy. It really is cringy. Anniversary's in 3 days. Drop a teaser for your deck. If Alex Pandrea can make a bank selling fucking colors as a deck, you could do numbers. I still have a video pending with Pandrea since November, I think. Yeah, November. We have a video pending, and I recorded it. Like an iceberg video, look into it. I think you would kill it. Yeah, I gotta do that. I'll look that up. I think I'm familiar with that. Sounds vaguely familiar. But yeah, kind of I don't know why he hasn't. Last time he reached out to me was November, and we had this video pending, so it's been quite a bit. But yeah, he is making bank selling colors. Let's say this one, Vegas opening up. But here's a weird part about opening up, right? So you have here in at least the Florida's penis or America's penis in Miami, Florida. We're now in that sort of situation where if you are vaccinated, you could technically enter an establishment without a mask, right? If you are vaccinated, if you're not vaccinated, they recommend you wearing a mask, or you're supposed to wear a mask per se, but they don't ask you. They don't ask you if you wear a mask or if you're vaccinated because they can't. Because if they do, then they're subject to a $5,000 fine from the state. So that's a situation that we find ourselves in here in America's penis. And your boy's out here licking doorknobs. I'm out here blowing hobos and playing legs of spread and penis butts and, doing all the fun games that I used to play before COVID 19 was a thing. So I feel like things are getting back to normal. If you listen to his podcast, Penn is pretty scared of the Rona. I'm not sure PT will ever have full shows again. That's a shame because their show was great. I love that it was a best of, and I feel like the show changes depending on their mood. So if they want to have a certain show one day, they'll do it that way. If they want to have a different trick, I feel like that's how they do it, and they play around with new stuff. It's a great show, and there's a lot of interaction. You get you get the cards, and then you have to do the little torn trick. I was in Dallas over the weekend, and you think COVID is over? Nobody had masks on, but that's Texas. That's fucking Texas. God, I love Florida. Spat on an old lady yesterday, and she smiled. Yeah, they're into that here for some reason. It's kind of attractive because yeah, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. You spit on me, I'll spit on you. Have a whole back and forth. Did somebody say my name in vain? Impunity coming in hot with a Daniel joke. To do the torn trick with the piece of the card behind the mask and then cough on them. Yeah, well, I think that's still a terrorist act here. I forgot who was. It was some woman that spat on an individual, and they got placed behind bars for bioterrorism because of COVID, which is kind of odd. Gotta go watch the Rise Magic stream. Yeah, yeah, you watch that because I'm gonna end this one here. I think this has been a fun stream, right? We've been going to what 86 minutes. It's been a decent one, a good hour and a half per se, right? Solid. Went over some topics. Make sure to look out for interview with Craig Petty. It should be on his channel. I don't know when. I know that he does a lot of those. The guy's putting out 25 videos a week, and that's quite a schedule. And I think tomorrow I'm going to post an older video. So tomorrow I'm going to be posting a video from the archive. So let's see which one I decide to post up. No audio. I'm willing to bet there's plenty audio. I'm willing to bet there's plenty audio. You cunt. You cunt. So yeah, so look out for that tomorrow. I'm going to be posting an older video. And then what else? Look out for the interview, Big Cake Magic Academy. And well, I have to go to the phone anyways to turn it off, right? So I have to go over there and turn it off, and you kind of get to see the setup. And also, you get to see that I'm wearing sweatpants. So right now, you're seeing my bulge here, which is fine, I guess. That's welcome. But other than that, thank you guys. Thank you guys for sticking around. And always remember to, shower. Shower.